It's the hottest new sports league in town, featuring an elite roster of iconic team owners and featuring the world's best pickleball talent. This is Major League Pickleball, a 6-event series for 2023. The first stop right here in Mesa, Arizona, as we welcome you inside the Rock and Protein Pickleball Center at Bell Bank Park and to Talking Stick Resort Championship Court. And inside the booth, I'm Michelle McMahon alongside Adam Stone, 6-year top pro, and Cameron Irwin. It is time for our second semifinal matchup between the top-seeded LA Mad Drops taking on the 4th-seeded Florida Smash. Hello, everyone. Happy to have you with us for the second semifinal matchup. Only one spot remains for the championship taking place this evening. The top-seeded LA Mad Drops have yet to lose a game so far in the tournament. The Florida Smash looking to pull the huge upset here on championship court. Here's how it works if you're new with us. The match format is we will have 4 games consisting in the match. We will begin with women's doubles, then we'll move to men's doubles, mixed doubles, and then of course, guys, we saw the Dream Breaker take place in semifinal number 1. What do you think this one comes down to, Adam?
For me, it's all about the boys here. Both fellas were drafted in the 3rd and the 4th spots on their respective teams. The ladies were the top 2 draft spots. When you can get value from your 3rd and your 4th draft pick, that's what takes you over the top, as the top picks are more of the known commodities. So I'm looking for the boys. Who's going to step up big?
Her there in this regard, but I'm also on the other side, 2 very well-known quantities. Okay. That's good though.
Wait, what's that? What? Can you repeat that one more time? What's coming before
The match point of the Dream Breaker.
Coming before the rules?
Yes.
New sports league in town, featuring an elite roster of iconic team owners and featuring the world's top-tier talent of pickleball. This is Major League Pickleball, a 6-event series for 2023. The first stop on the tour, right here in Mesa, Arizona, as we welcome you inside the Rock and Protein Pickleball Center at Bell Bank Park and to Talking Stick Resort Championship Court. This is the semi-final round of the 3-day tournament series. Only one spot remains. The winner of this one will advance to the championship round to get a piece of the $5 million purse at the end of this tournament series. I'm Michelle McMahon alongside Cameron Irwin and 6-year top pro Adam Stone in the booth. Cameron Blackwood has us covered from the sideline. And in case you're wondering, the first semifinal turnout could not have been any more exciting than the one that we witnessed this morning. At 9 a.m. Mountain Time, Lacey Schneeman was the hero for the Hustlers. The 4th round pick for their team sealed the deal and got her team the W and their chance at a championship. What was your biggest takeaway from this one, Adam?
Well, obviously the Hustlers playing off that roll of energy and a big dream breaker from them as the underdogs in that match. In this current matchup, I am looking for the fellas on the Florida Smash and the LA Mad Drops to step up. They were the third and fourth picks on each of their teams as both teams decided to go with ladies on their first and second round. I'm excited to see which male steps up and plays bigger than their draft slot.
And here's how it works for the match breakdown. It is women's doubles, men's doubles, and mixed doubles. Cameron Irwin, what are you looking out for in this format?
Well, as much as Adam's looking at the fellas, I'm looking to the ladies. So impressed with Jessie Irvine and Jorja Johnson last night. Problem solving to a perfect solution, figuring out putting Jorja Johnson on the left side. I'm going to be curious to see if that's where they start facing off against Parenteau and Irina Tereschenko.
Time now to check in with the fourth member of our crew, top pro in her own right, Cameron Blackwood, with more on this matchup. Cameron,
I completely agree with you. Jorja has to start on the left side. Her quick hands are going to set up Irvine perfectly. They didn't come out on top when they played the Mad Drops earlier, but I'm looking for them to make those minor adjustments, make sure that they can get in this match quick and get the fire started right away. Back up to you, Michelle.
well, they're going to need that if they want to hand the Mad Drops their first game loss of the tournament. Can they do it? We'll have that answer after this short break. First serve is next for women's doubles. It's the hottest new sports league in town, featuring an elite roster of iconic team owners and featuring the world's top tier of pickleball talent. This is Major League Pickleball, a 6-event series for 2023. The first stop is Mesa, Arizona. As we welcome you inside the Rocket Protein Pickleball Center at Bell Bank Park, this is the semifinal round of the 3-day MLP tournament. Only one spot remains. The winner of this one will advance to the championship round to get their piece of the largest purse in pickleball history. It's the top-seeded LA Mad Drops taking on the 4th-seeded Florida Smash for our second semifinal match right here on Tennis Channel. Alongside 6-year top pro Adam Stone and pickleball expert Cameron Irwin and top female pro on the sideline. Cameron Irwin will join us in just a moment. I'm Michelle McMahon, and guys, the first semifinal couldn't have been any more thrilling in terms of the finish. The 6th-seeded New York Hustlers took down the 2-seeded Seattle Pioneers, Lacey Schneeman. The 4th-round pick came roaring back in dramatic singles dream breaker format. Adam, you were there for this one. How were the Hustlers able to take down the best pickleball player in the world in Ben Johns and the Seattle Pioneers?
Well, the Hustlers, they rode the wave of energy of MLP to a big dream breaker victory. You love to see the energy on court. And for this particular matchup, my points of emphasis are the fellas for both teams. The LA Mad Drops and the Florida Smash both selected females with their first 2 picks. So the 3rd and 4th picks were these male players, Travis Rettenmaier, Collin Johns, Julian Arnold, and Thomas Wilson. Who is going to step up of those 4 and outperform their draft slot?
Well, and as you're looking at the fellas, I'm looking to the ladies. Jorja Johnson and Jessie Irvine were outstanding last night. They problem solved to a T. They put Jorja Johnson on the left, and it was just incredible to see how they came together late last night. They're going to have a big task in front of them, though, facing off against Parenteau and Irina Tereschenko.
And our top female pro, Cameron Blackwood, has eyes and ears from the sideline of this one. Cameron.
I agree with you there, Cameron. Jorja Johnson is going to be the difference maker in this match. I really hope they keep her on the left because she has that aggressive forehand flick that sets up Jessie Irvine perfectly. They didn't come out on top when they played the Mad Drops last time, but look for them to make those minor adjustments and make it a match. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. It's certainly shaping out to be an interesting second semifinal matchup. We have women's doubles on display first in this 4-game match series. We'll have first serve coming your way right after this.
This coverage of Major League Pickleball is brought to you in part by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. And by Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball.
Back in Mesa, Arizona, our semifinal matchup number 2 is underway here on Talking Stick Resort Championship Court. It's Irina Tereschenko and her partner Parenteau on the side of the LA Mad Drops taking on Jorja Johnson and Jessie Irvine of the Florida Smash. By the way, the LA Mad Drops have yet to lose a game in this tournament series. They are the clear front runner in this one. The Florida Smash looking to pull an upset. Irina Tereschenko leads us off. Rare miss there for Parenteau.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say nice deception by Jessie Irvine going with the inside-out forehand, really controlling the paddle, freezing Parenteau.
Just shy to the net for Johnson.
And they already put Johnson onto the left side. That's where they're going to start. So that's a big acknowledgement to the comfortability of Johnson over there.
Lucky bounce for the Florida Smash. They'll take it.
Well, Irina upset with something, possibly the camera on the net. Made a comment to the referee. That was interesting.
Jessie Irvine back to serve. She was the first round selection for the Florida Smash.
Side out, point 2.
Net bounces traded on both sides.
Yeah, I tell you
Hear her
what.
Early.
Same as the previous semifinal. Net playing a big role in that match as well.
Nice job by Catherine Parenteau right there, being ready off that cross-court ball from Jorja Johnson.
Just shy of the net that time for Jorja Johnson.
Yeah, tough dig. Jorja couldn't come up with it, but definitely consider Jorja Johnson the lower floor, higher ceiling player on the court with 3 solid veterans in Irvine, Parenteau, and Tereschenko.
Johnson, by the way, 16 years old and playing a professional sport at her level. Pretty impressive. Still in high school. Managing a professional pickleball career. She's back to serve now. Parenteau so quick with those hands, especially on that backhand flick, Cam.
Yeah, and right now it's going to be fun to watch Jessie Irvine. She was able to create from the transition zone last night with big swings and big power. Right now you'll see her take a couple steps off the kitchen when they're in trouble.
Jessie Irvine creating the opportunity and the error on that side.
Yeah, great eye. And to touch on Cameron's point, as she mentioned, Jessie Irvine steps off the line with big swings. Her timing needs to be perfect. When it is, those counters are electric.
Jorja Johnson coming to life. That was a key switch we saw last night, Cameron, but for those of us who were not watching, why is Jorja Johnson best suited on this left side?
I think it's a matter of experience, right? How much time she spent over there. She's got a great backhand where she actually has a little bit of a unique contact. It's fun to watch. She keeps her elbows tighter when she's going with this 2-hand backhand roll. She adds a ton of pace to it and a ton of spin.
And I would say, while all 4 players titans of the game, Jorja Johnson's hand speed, I believe her natural hand speed is the quickest on court.
Helps that her brother J.W. Johnson trains with her in that category, one of the best players in the world, just shy there for Irvine.
I always like to tell Jorja Johnson, she's the best Johnson.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
I think James Ignatowicz said the same thing.
Mom Julie is also a pro, come from pickleball royalty.
Has twice sped up with a little bit of a backhand poke to the middle, trying to challenge Jorja Johnson, covering middle. Jorja did a nice job sliding and making sure they were covered.
Just long for Johnson. Missed opportunity there on the forehand. She knows it.
Slightly too big of a swing from Jorja. You know, that happens at times. Sailing that ball about a foot long. Tough break.
Tereschenko is dominant, one of the key veterans of the sport on display in that one.
Yeah, and Irina Tereschenko brings not only so much experience, but a beautiful backhand slice. She's notorious for it, and that rally just had 2 in it.
Tereschenko, the 3-time Major League Pickleball champion. One of the GOATs of the sport.
And there's another good look at it. So with that slice, that's going to put backspin on the ball. So it takes a little bit of a different bounce. So you have to be prepared to counteract that.
9-8.
Just long for Parenteau, going big on that backhand.
Jessie Irvine, a very great lever of the ball, and what I mean by that is knowing when the ball is going to go out, pulling that paddle down or getting her body out of the way. Very elite skill in this game of pickleball.
The sniper down the middle with that forehand.
And as much as she is the sniper in that moment, I love seeing that movement from Jessie Irvine. She actually backed off the line and was quick to get back to the kitchen to have that inside-out dink where she was very active in a dinking roll.
Just wide for Irvine. Parenteau earning her way through that point.
Yeah, nice spot from Parenteau. Jessie Irvine a couple feet off of the kitchen line, a little late with that one-handed backhand counter. Good aggression from Parenteau early.
Parenteau goes for the ATP. That ball is wide, and so the Florida Smash, the first team to 11, which means we will take a quick timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. We're trading point for point here with this women's doubles matchup.
Free samples are available in your concessions throughout the weekend, and trust me, as someone who's had at least 20 of them, you'll want to go test them out for yourself. And escape.
The first stop of the Major League Pickleball Tour is in the desert. Mesa, Arizona has been a lovely home for the first tournament event here for 2023. This is the second semifinal round of the tournament. The winner of this one will square off against the Cinderella story, the New York Hustlers, LeBron James's team. Brees owns the Mad Drops, part owner, with several others. Lots of iconic owners on the circuit these days. Jessie Irvine with a clean winner down the middle.
Yes, great deception from Jessie Irvine. I just want to mention on that break, the LA Mad Drops had Athena Trujillo, the partner of Catherine Parenteau, and also Lauren Stratman, the special friend of Julian Arnold, giving them tips on the break. A big factor to have those minds helping out the drops.
Just shy for Irvine, and the patience for the Mad Drops paying off.
Absolutely right, and I think it was just not quite a full committal. Definitely a ball that I would like to see sped up from Jorja Johnson, but you gotta commit.
Just shy and a jam-up shot, well played by Jorja Johnson.
Yeah, just a beautiful combination right there. Still catching Irina Tereschenko in the body as she's still sliding to the line. Great location from Johnson.
Johnson, the second round pick for the smash. Just too powerful was Catherine Parenteau, the first rounder for the LA Mad Drops.
Yeah, really nice athleticism and footwork from Parenteau to jump the corner of the kitchen. Nice forehand half Ernie from her. Well played.
This is rally scoring, win by 2. Games to 21. Jorja Johnson with an authoritative finish twice.
Yes, and Irina Tereschenko giving the double my bad to Catherine Parenteau on that speed up. Not what she was looking to do. Jorja Johnson ready with the double counter.
So she's challenging that forehand side of Irina Tereschenko so often as the right sider, you're sitting a little bit more backhanded. So that's a great cross-up.
What a speed up by Jorja Johnson and the patience of Jessie Irvine, balancing out the aggression of Jorja Johnson quite nicely.
Yes, and I wanted to mention also, while there is some pitfalls with playing too far off the kitchen line, you can definitely let the ball go out easier when you're in that position off the kitchen.
More on that after the short break.
Each break means early match.
Well, the state of Arizona is absolutely spoiled with some of the best pickleball talent in the world. The pickleball action stays in Arizona. The JW Marriott Desert Ridge Open is February 1st through the 5th, and Carvana Arizona Grand Slam is February 16th and 19th. You can get more information on that. Just visit ppatour.com for tickets and registration. And our action continues here on Championship Court. Jessie Irvine kicking back the serve for the Florida Smash, now upholding a 4-point lead against the Mad Drops. This would be a huge win for the Florida Smash. The Mad Drops have not lost a game yet. Irina Tereschenko, so good with that two-handed backhand, finding the feet of Jorja Johnson. It's Michelle McMahon, Adam Stone, Cameron Irwin in the booth. Our top female pro, Cameron Blackwood, on the sideline. Of the Florida Smash holding true.
And it's so funny, you know, so often we think an overhead is one of the simpler moves in pickleball, right? It's a gimme shot, but in reality, when you're getting 4 or 5 or 6 of them, you begin to get a little bit tight and they begin to get a little scary.
Tougher to put these balls away than you would think. Jessie Irvine bringing the heat on that angle.
Yes, and I've talked about a loose arm whipping overhead several times during this tournament, but Jessie Irvine creates an insane amount of power, and she almost exclusively uses her shoulder and a straight arm. Unbelievable the pace she generates with that shot.
Jessie Irvine just so consistent. Parenteau somehow finding a hole in that rally.
Yeah, the Smash definitely trying to isolate Irina Tereschenko primarily with whether it's the dinking or the speed ups, and Parenteau starting to sneak further and further past that center line to try and get involved. Did a really nice job there.
A quick error there from Parenteau, but as you mentioned, Cameron, 2 points ago, that was Parenteau at her finest.
Yeah.
She can do everything with the ball. Inside out, inside in, forehand, backhand, all the spins, incredible variety in her game.
The hook of Jorja Johnson set that one up for
Jorja Johnson did set that up. That is a beautiful contact from Jorja. That's one of her most deceptive abilities, is being able to bring some side spin around that ball too. So that ball, once it bounces, is really going to run away from Parenteau, obviously causing some problems.
What a shot. Irina Tereschenko fending off the precision of Jessie Irvine.
Yeah, several points ago, Jessie slipped that through the middle, not twice on Irina Tereschenko, ready with a big two-handed backhand counter. Very nice.
Just shy that time. The Florida Smash with game point. They're frozen on 20, which means they must win this game on their serve. Just long for Johnson, so the Mad Drops have a chance to come back in this one. We've seen the freeze affect almost every team in these situations. Not easy to close these matches off when you have to win them on your serve. Long that time again for Johnson. Here come the Mad Drops.
I just wanted to point out, you're exactly right, Michelle. Serving, huge advantage in tennis. The returner has the advantage in pickleball. Very interesting to note.
Parenteau doing everything she could to finish that point, but the Smash hang in for another chance to seal the victory. Game point on the paddle of Jessie Irvine.
20-17.
What an angle! Irina Tereschenko, she's been here before. She's not letting her team go away anytime soon.
Yeah, and just experienced play right there from Irina Tereschenko. I love that she went to the same shot twice, realized the ball's coming back, then she went another direction to Jorja Johnson's other side, and then finally the put away, full cross court.
Oh, the offense of Parenteau.
Yes, very nice play from Parenteau, and you're right, Cameron. Irina Tereschenko with that little half Ernie. Even though she's creeping up on 40 years of age, one of the better movers and users of her length at 5'10", out here on tour.
And a timeout called on the floor. The Florida Smash have the edge in terms of the score, but the serve on the side of the Mad Drops. We're in a freeze situation, so the advice on the side of the Florida Smash is what, Cameron?
I think you got to stay steady and true to what your game plan is. Give yourself just a second to reset here, understanding we just need a ball back. I do like what I'm seeing in terms of Jessie Irvine trying to be a little bit aggressive, but they're having some problems once they're backing off the kitchen line. There have been a few times where they've missed some of those counters into the top of the net, several just within the last few rallies. So look for them maybe to creep back up to that kitchen line, make sure they hold that so that that counter can be that much more effective.
And where have the Mad Drops been able to create the edge?
Well, you're exactly right. The court positioning battle is what I see. The Florida Smash more in the midcourt, more hanging back on their heels, and the Mad Drops coming forward right to the kitchen line. That's what happens when you get to 20. Sometimes you play a little tentative.
Parenteau played tennis at the Michigan State University. Jorja Johnson sneaks in the angle after bringing both Parenteau and Tereschenko to the center.
Yeah, but again, there's that court positioning. Jorja Johnson getting all the way up to that kitchen.
20-19.
Tereschenko closing the door once again on a game point for the Smash. Parenteau will take back the serve, looking to tie it up. Johnson surrenders one to the net, and so the Mad Drops tie it up. The freeze comes back to bite the Florida Smash. Tie game on championship court. Irina Tereschenko with the serve to Irvine. Just long for Jorja Johnson. The tables have turned.
Yes, exactly right. And I think Jorja missed an opportunity earlier in that point and then forced the attack on the ball that she missed. Tough break, but not the proper decisions in order from Jorja Johnson on that point.
Tereschenko and Parenteau, who almost looked like the Mad Drops were going to be handed their first loss. Not yet.
Just outstanding play right there from both Tereschenko and Parenteau. One of my favorite, though, within that rally was the lob and crash by Catherine Parenteau. She lobbed that ball up and said, hey, Jorja Johnson, I'm coming right to you. She crashed the net and got them back to the kitchen line. Beautifully done.
And you can see when they get to 20, things change. One team plays loose, one team plays a little bit tighter, and I think that's exactly what we saw right there.
We'll hear from the winners right after the short break. It's men's doubles coming up next.
Came down to the very end right there with, I'm not sure if you meant to hit that one as a winner, but turned out in your favor. Talk to us about how much it changes going from rally scoring back to traditional pickleball scoring.
I don't know. I don't even care. This is a perfect example of what Major League Pickleball is all about. Exciting points, close games. I mean, we're very lucky to finish like this. We apologize, but it was an amazing atmosphere. Way to bring it, spectators. Let's go!
And it was close, but you guys were able to make those adjustments. When you have such firepower on the other side, how are you able to neutralize that and come out with a win?
I felt like we just had to make them move a little bit more. At one point, we were down 20-14, and they were just kind of controlling everything the whole game. So I told Irina, I said, let's just move the ball around and be a little bit more aggressive. They're aggressive first, and we just kept fighting, and I'm just super happy to be next to the MLP GOAT, Irina.
There you have it. Match drops go up 1-0. Michelle, back to you.
Yeah, Cameron, thanks so much. Irina Tereschenko has won 3 titles here with Major League Pickleball. Up next, though, it's all men's doubles. The Florida Smash looking to hand the LA Mad Drops their first game loss. Can they do it? First serve is right after this. Well, there's a reason that pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America, and you've likely heard about it if you hadn't before this point because of the ownership circle that Major League Pickleball has brought to the surface. Check out the list of owners we have here. The Hustlers who are in the championship round, LeBron James, Draymond Green, Kevin Love, some NBA superstar talent there. Then you have the LA Mad Drops on display, Zubin, Mehta, and Drew Brees taking their crack at a championship here. And how about Tom Brady and Kim Clijsters getting involved in the mix? James Blake, Marks Glassery, Travis Rettenmaier, who is playing in this men's doubles matchup. We nearly broke the internet with the announcement of some of these team owners in terms of Major League Pickleball. I know I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. What was the owner that stole the attention for you, Cam?
Well, it was the one that you just didn't mention right there, Gary V. I mean, they came out, V-Friends were everywhere here last night. I mean, I'm very impressed by the fan base.
They came in hot with their fans. Mesa, Arizona has been showing up all tournament long, though, a packed house as we get first serve underway. Thomas Wilson starting us off. Speeds it up right at Travis Rettenmaier. So Julian Arnold will take back the serve. The Mad Drops have yet to lose a match, and you had a chance to talk to Collin Johns before this one for the Florida Smash. We'll get that insight in just a moment.
Well, yeah, you've got Collin Johns playing on the right side, which he typically does alongside Ben Johns on the PPA Tour. Travis Rettenmaier playing on the left, and I asked him, you know, obviously Travis coming over from tennis recently.
Julian Arnold dominant.
But he stopped playing back in 2012, but he's gone full-time pickleball, and it's really been about how aggressive he's going to be in the conversation between these two. Collin saying that Travis is very receptive to having the conversation about decision-making, which is going to become critical in this matchup.
Rettenmaier, a couple of misses off the bat. He's clearly frustrated. The LA Mad Drops exposing him.
3-1.
pickup from Collin Johns to earn that one back.
And that is a great example of something else Collin mentioned. He said that last time these two teams faced off, he felt like the Mad Drops were taking some shots, some high-risk shots, low probability, but they were falling. That was a great example.
Into that goes Johns. This would be a huge win for the Florida Smash to even things out here. What are you seeing, Adam?
And just a light nope from Julian Arnold and a slight stare down to Collin Johns. A little jawing early in the match.
Julian Arnold adds to that column with a chest bump.
And that won't be the first Andiamo we hear from him. The beat him with energy master Julian Arnold, giving Rettenmaier a nice little tattoo on his chest.
Surprised the Hustlers didn't draft Julian Arnold with all that energy. Sideline.
You know, and as much as you see the I formation there from Julian Arnold, sometimes it's just best to let your partner go, to keep going for those balls because they're in such a rhythm and they feel that they can control that kitchen line.
Speed up there from Travis Rettenmaier attacking the body of Julian Arnold.
Yeah, and Travis Rettenmaier barking back a little bit. Definitely known for some of his, we'll call it crap talk down on the court. So I have no doubt that he's saying it just loud enough so his opponents can hear.
Rettenmaier drafted himself in the third round to the smash. What a finish for Travis Rettenmaier. The player-owner combination on his side.
You talk about him drafting himself, and Collin was a pick he was thrilled to have because he was excited that he got to play alongside him. They felt as if this would be a good combination in terms of Collin being one of the best right-siders, very defensive-minded. Travis was thrilled that he was going to get to play the left.
Oh, Julian Arnold's testing the hands of Travis Rettenmaier. The Mad Drops take the 1-point lead.
And I think it's important to note that Travis just needs to play a strong left within himself. He doesn't have to be Ben Johns out there.
Yeah, great point.
That one skids off the net. The smash will take it. Tie game.
Yeah, I think Travis Rettenmaier and Julian Arnold are two of those players that actually play better when there's a little tension on the court. I don't think this jawing or barking or talking between the fellas is going to affect anything down there.
Makes it all the more fun for the competitive spirits on the court. A miss there for the smash. Mad Drops take over the serve and the point.
7-6.
Tie game once again. What do you think this one comes down to, Adam? What's the X factor?
The X factor for me is Julian Arnold. Reason why I say that, ladies, is exactly what Cameron was talking about earlier with the Mad Drops. He is a high-risk, high-reward player, so often it's going to come down to him in these situations if he's going to pull the trigger at the right or the wrong time.
Arnold, the third round selection for the Mad Drops, 29th pick overall.
And Julian Arnold kind of mimicking or mocking Rettenmaier on that backhand volley. This is fun.
And that was a great example of what I love about Collin Johns' game. Just so stoic in his approach, simplified in his motions, and especially even just that block volley right there on his right side. Beautifully done.
Not that time. Denied by the net. Mad Drops pulling away by 2.
The only way you can rattle Collin Johns on the pickleball court is if he gets hit in the head with the ball. I've seen it several times. It's the only way to rattle him.
Got the ultimate strategist on his side, Ben Johns, in his corner every game, and the Mad Drops, the first team to 11, so we will change ends as the Florida Smash look to counter. They will regroup, and so will we. We will step aside for just a moment. The rest of this men's doubles matchup coming your way after this. Championship court, the Florida Smash trailing to the Mad Drops, looking to even things out here in this match series. Best of 4. Mad Drops so far with the 3-point advantage. And Julian Arnold handcuffing Collin Johns that time. Michelle McMahon, Cameron Irwin, Adam Stone in the booth with you. Cameron Blackwood joins us from the sideline. We'll bring you your pickleball coverage all day long. Championship taking place tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on Tennis Channel. Into the net goes Wilson. Rettenmaier battling. What did you see, Cam?
I saw about 3 or 4 speed-ups going to the backhand side of Travis Rettenmaier, and I will say the Mad Drops have been getting the better fair share of those falling back their direction. He had a great setup. Travis Rettenmaier just made one more better play. And again, there's that speed-up. They are 100% directing that pace to the backhand side.
Big two-hander from Thomas Wilson, one of the more electric forehands in the game. The two-handed backhand has really improved these last 3 or 4 months for him.
Arnold with the serve. Flying that ball wide and long.
That's just Julian Arnold right there. It's going to happen occasionally, but as of right now, with a 3-point lead, making more good decisions than bad.
Rally scoring games at 21, win by 2. They don't switch side on the serves. Oh, Julian Arnold slamming the door on that point. Collin Johns with the easy put away and a stoic response.
Yeah, and I actually he took a little bit of pace off that just to make sure the placement was absolutely perfect.
11-14.
Sailing long that time for Collin Johns. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing because Julian goes, that's so out, as he just pulls his paddle back. I heard it down on the court. Just loud enough so Collin Johns could hear it, mind you.
15-11.
Julian Arnold, a spicy player, in case you haven't noticed. Oh, Olson goes for the lob. What'd you think of that choice?
No, that was
I was going to say, that was a speed up, not so much a lob.
Yeah, he got his feet tied up, lost his balance in his base.
A lob.
Yes, so definitely a speed up in my opinion, and not the best one we've seen from Thomas Wilson.
Arnold with a missed chance on the overhead.
And again, as much as you think that lob and hitting that overhead is going to be easy, it's not, especially in some windy conditions as well. And that's been the case the last few days here at Mesa. So as that ball, the longer it stays in the air, the more action and the more wind will start to affect it as it starts to fall.
Julian Arnold once again testing the hands of Travis Rettenmaier.
Yeah, and exactly right to your point, Cameron, especially with the paddle head speed these guys are generating. If your timing is off a little bit on these overheads, they're going to sail.
The hustle of Arnold.
Julian Arnold has shown this time and time again. He had one of the most epic saves on the entire weekend here at Mesa. And I will also say what's important. What set that up to have the beautiful middle shot is because they were attacking the backhand side of Rettenmaier so many times. So now they've got him thinking, hey, start sitting backhand, start sitting backhand. So covering that middle is a tough thing.
Wow. How did he get to that chance? Timeout called on the floor. The Florida Smash looking to gather themselves. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be right back with the remainder of this men's doubles semifinal match.
Smash, one timeout remaining. There's no timeouts remaining. Mat drops, one timeout remains. Mat drops, are you in your correct position? Smash, are you in your correct
position? Back on championship court, Julian Arnold eyeing the closure of this matchup here in this men's doubles game. And Cameron Blackwood on the sideline pointed out a key switch on the side of the Florida Smash. Right there on display. Collin now playing the left side. Travis Rettenmaier on the right side. So how does that change the dynamic?
Well, it 100% changes the dynamic in terms of who's alpha and who's beta. Typically, that left side player becomes the alpha. You've got the forehand up the middle.
A different look is sometimes all it takes, and the Florida Smash closing in, trying to tie this thing up. Collin will take back the serve, trailing by 2. What a spot. Finding the empty corner was Julian Arnold.
And maybe it doesn't necessarily have as much to do even with the smash. It has a big factor, but at the same time, on the other side, you have to think about your game plan. Do you stick with the same patterns? How does that change and adjust your scouting?
Yeah, often it's not necessarily what you get out of the switch, it's that your opponents are so hot and then they have to change their patterns and their attacks. Exactly. So the switch can help in a lot of different ways, and I think it was a reasonable time to try it for the smash.
ATP, well done by Travis Rettenmaier. The Florida
interesting. Travis Rettenmaier took a little bit of pace off that. I think Julian Arnold expected that to come much quicker, so he loosened his grip a little too much.
Switches to the right side and gets the ATP. Oh, what a snap. Julian Arnold with the backhand low attacks the body. How'd he do it?
Wow, tattooed him in the chest, and hey, Collin's used to defending on the right side. That slippery, tricky shot from Julian Arnold completely catching Johns off guard.
Into the net goes Rettenmaier, so Arnold and Wilson have game point on their side, which installs the freeze. They can now only win on their serve. It's win by 2. Traditional scoring returns to their side. Arnold into the net, and the Florida Smash still alive. Now they are frozen on 18, so they can only get points on their serve as well. Frozen both sides. Back to traditional scoring accordingly.
So getting called for a foot fault is Julian Arnold off the push off. So that's what the foot fault is going to be. So you can take a look at it. A lot of times when you go right there to go hit an overhead, your front foot starts to slip forward as you try and propel your body backwards. And so a lot of times this foot fault violation is rather normal. And Julian Arnold right now is trying to make the argument that he turned his toe so that his toes were not over the line. I don't know if that's true, Julian.
He was on it, but he's going to use the challenge anyways, and why not this late in the game when both teams are on the freeze. 2019, huge momentum swinging point. I think it's pretty clear that he was on the line, but...
Yes, and really often this happens with players with high-level tennis backgrounds. They step forward to explode backward for the overhead, and I myself have been called for this several times, and it's a very, very common call in the pickleball world.
There's a look at it.
The challenge is being executed right now. It looks like that toe caught, and he's arguing that he spun off before. His foot has to touch the line in order for it to be a fault. And there has to be indisputable evidence to reverse it. As we review the challenge, and remember, if the mad drops are successful and this call is overturned, they will keep their challenge on their side. If they are incorrect and the call stands, they lose their challenge.
Head referee Big Mike down there, always doing a great job, one of the best in the business. And it's definitely been a situation where we have said Thomas Wilson's name the least of the 4 players on court, and it's interesting for the Smash to continue to kind of target and challenge Julian Arnold, who has made some incredible offensive shots throughout this match. But hey, the Smash have a game plan and they're sticking to it.
And the switch seems to be panning out nicely on the side of the Florida Smash. Collin Johns, despite being a right side player, settling in on the left side. Rettenmaier taking over on his side. Call stands. That is the ruling on the court. So the Mad Drops lose their challenge. What they had to lose on game point. But a huge point for Florida Smash with the opportunity to tie it on the serve of Collin Johns.
I'm very certain Julian Arnold was the only person in the stadium that thought he did not have a foot fault.
Collin Johns is now getting in on the action, putting his hands up into the air. But yeah, you're exactly right. Julian Arnold went for the snipe shot. He took that forehand, flicked it up as quickly as possible.
He had it.
He thought he did.
On the reaction, Travis Rettenmaier, so pleased to have gotten that one. He will take back the serve. Tie game on championship court.
it doesn't matter. This is amazing. I love to see the different styles, some more calm, collected players out there, and then the emotional players. The diversity of everyone is just amazing. I love this atmosphere.
Rettenmaier seems to be fueled by controversy, so he is engaged and as locked in as he can be. Collin John's a man on a mission.
Yeah, and just again, a beautiful combination from Collin, showing his experience right there, finding and picking his spots perfectly, challenging both sides of Wilson.
Julian looking over to the sideline. I'm not sure if it was the camera guy or Jessie Irvine coming out on the court to coach her team. Irritated by something, though.
Ooh, Johns goes for the big forehand, comes up short. What'd you think of that choice?
He was stepping into the court. The return was a little bit lower, so I'm not sure he quite got underneath the ball to lift it up, but not a terrible decision from Collin.
What a find on the backside of Collin Johns. Julian Arnold rips it.
And that's where you get to a little bit of trouble. Collin Johns just finding his footing there on the left side as he slides more middle.
21-20.
Returns to their side with a chance to tie it.
Oh, I think the Wilson eyes got big on that one. They got themselves back to neutral. He just couldn't help himself.
Rettenmaier with the serve. Oh, a crafty choice by Julian Arnold. Looked like he was going to slam it, and he goes soft.
Yeah, and he sold that so well because that ball barely bounced above the height of the net. That's really the only option he had to that point, but he took a huge backswing to make that look like he was going to crush.
Rettenmaier can't believe it. So Arnold with a chance to close in on game number 2.
21-20.
The Madrops remain undefeated in gameplay. Julian Arnold, Thomas Wilson could not be stopped. What did you see, Adam Stone?
It's just so good. Julian Arnold, a man on a mission, one of the shorter players on tour, but his court coverage, his footwork, his ability to get in the mix is amazing.
My goodness, there's a reason the Madrops haven't dropped a game yet in this tournament. A big reason why is this duo. So that sets the table for a very interesting mixed doubles format, a must-win situation for the Florida Smash. We will return with matchups for the mixed doubles setup right after this.
Julian, I got to start with you. Just how much energy and fire did that women's fight, and they were able to come back and get the win, bring you into this match?
Yeah, that really ignited the fire for us. We're a high-energy team. I'm a high-energy player, so that was awesome to see. I love to see other teammates fighting as hard as they can. It really instilled some passion in myself, and I came out there and I just kept bringing it. So proud of this team. We've been competing so hard, and we're just going to keep at it, one match at a time.
And Thomas, on that last timeout, they switched sides. How did that change your strategy?
I don't know that it did. We didn't take time to think about it. We just kept playing our game. Like Julian said, high energy is what we do. So if we do that, we're okay. So let's go drops.
There you have it. Drops are up 2-0. Back up to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. The Mad Drops are the away team, which means they will have to play their hand first and display their mixed doubles team. We will dive into the matchup right after this short break. Stay with us.
This coverage of Major League Pickleball is brought to you in part by Circle, your water, your way, and by Margaritaville. Escape to your personal paradise. Stay, play, live, and dine in Margaritaville.
Back in Mesa, Arizona, as the New York Hustlers await the winner of this second semifinal matchup between the LA Mad Drops and the Florida Smash. So far, it looks like the Mad Drops look to run away with this one up 2-0. Their second mixed doubles team, by the way, has yet to see action in this entire tournament. Irina Tereschenko and Thomas Wilson have not played a mixed doubles matchup for their team. The New York Hustlers, by the way, the lowest seed still left in the tournament, obviously. Owned by LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Draymond Green. They won a dramatic semifinal game matchup this morning. Michelle McMahon, Adam Stone, Cameron Irwin in the booth. Top female pro Cameron Blackwood joins us from the sideline. And we will begin with our first mixed doubles matchup. It's Catherine Parenteau and Julian Arnold, who have yet to lose a game together against Collin Johns and Jessie Irvine. First serve is underway. By Johns.
And you have to imagine that's a little payback from men's doubles because Julian Arnold got him one cross court. So you can guarantee Collin was saying, not this time.
What a finish for Julian Arnold. Tie game strategy-wise, the Florida Smash got to pick their team against this matchup for the Mad Drops. They went with Collin Johns and Jessie Irvine. Obviously, that's the team they feel the most confident in winning this. Safe to say?
Definitely. You got to win. There's no other option at this point with the 2-0 deficit.
Oh, Jessie Irvine, what a lob!
And Jessie Irvine, this is something I've never seen before. She just walked up to the net and gave a little bit of a roar. She's known to be one of the most steady, the queen of consistency in her game. But when she starts getting fired up, ooh, you better watch out, because her game does as well.
Soft counter attempt by Collin Johns. I would say for the Florida Smash, it's a solid 1A, 1B situation for their mixed doubles teams. You have Jorja Johnson and Travis Rettenmaier ready to go if a fourth is needed. The Mad Drops just need one game to close this out and punch their ticket to the championship round. Johns looking to hold them off from that. Just long for Collin Johns.
Yeah, and a great series right there from Parenteau. You've got Jessie Irvine knifing those cross-court dinks her direction, and Parenteau reaching in 3 straight balls, and then that flick lob out of the air.
Collin Johns finds the baseline.
Awkward when you're deeper in the court to let those balls go. Catherine lifting up her leg thinking it would sail long, but able to keep it in was Collin Johns. Nice shot by him.
Jessie Irvine will serve to Parenteau. What a shot.
And he says, "Where you at?" Right after he hit it, he says, "Where you at?" Julian Arnold's lateral movement at the kitchen line, only being 5'9", is just incredible, the amount of court that he takes up.
Just shy that time.
It's been interesting, too. It looks like at times Johns and Irvine have gone with a bit of a soft stuff. Julian Arnold really feeding off the pace that has brought his direction. We just saw it in men's doubles, and right now it looks like they're challenging him to find some contacts off the soft.
Julian Arnold is a weapon at the kitchen line.
Yeah, and it was one of the best ATPers on the female side, Jessie Irvine. I think that was going to hit the back fence, but Julian just couldn't help himself. Able to win the point a couple shots later, though. Fortunate.
Oh, what a rip down the line. Julian Arnold against Jessie Irvine. Perplexed on how he got past her on that one.
And it's really tough, because if you want to hit that return to Julian Arnold to keep him back at the baseline, you have to understand, too, that drive is going to be wicked coming at you.
Tough miss, Collin Johns.
Yeah, and you saw Catherine Parenteau almost hanging out on the sideline there, looking for a backhand counter attack, knowing Julian Arnold was going to plug the middle. So nice lineup from them. If Johns was able to make that shot, I'm not sure it would have worked out in his favor.
Julian Arnold handcuffs Jessie Irvine.
And he said, I just love his comments afterwards. He said, it's all day. Just easy game, a little stroll on the park, just playing a little Rett game. No big deal on the biggest stage in pickleball.
No shortage of chirping here on the championship court. Julian Arnold is everywhere. Jessie Irvine pushes back Parenteau. The Mad Drops are poised, relaxed, and they look like they're having fun. A little bit tighter on the side of Johns and Irvine. Just a tough bounce for Irvine. Almost ran it down.
Yeah, tough break. And Parenteau hasn't had too many opportunities early on, but when Julian Arnold is this hot and playing this well in this stage, she just needs to be a steady rock for him and not do anything too special.
Oh, the angle. Jessie Irvine.
And to your point, too, Adam, I think this is the same exact equation in terms of Julian Arnold alongside Thomas Wilson. Thomas Wilson, phenomenal player in his own right, but he just let Julian Arnold go.
Yeah, it's important in those situations to not really have an ego. You kind of want to get in the mix, have a piece of the pie, but you got to let your partner do his thing or her thing when they're that hot. No reason to let the ego get involved.
Parenteau just shy that time. It's a 2-point game. Rally scoring games to 21. We will switch ends at 11. The Mad Drops 1 point away. Oh my goodness, Jessie Irvine would not give up on that point.
Jessie Irvine, just outstanding defense, and even better than that, her willpower displayed in that point. Just unbelievable. She refused to lose this rally against Julian Arnold. She went head-to-head and got the better of him.
I haven't seen a reaction from Jessie Irvine like that in quite some time, getting the crowd on their feet. The Florida Smash right back in. Oh my goodness, Jessie Irvine with the fist bump to the face of Julian Arnold.
What is happening? What is happening? And to your point, Michelle, I have seen Jessie Irvine play probably 100 pickleball matches. Nothing even close to a reaction like that. She is in the zone.
Julian Arnold giving it up for Jessie Irvine. Cameron Irwin, you were dancing on that point.
It's incredible to watch Jessie go to work. Again, just grinding and groveling through these rallies.
Wait for me, please. Goes, here we go. No, it's not a point. Here we go. Here we go. 10, 10.
She tags him. Jessie Irvine is unbelievable. This is so good. You do not want to go anywhere. We have the rest of this intense matchup coming your way on Championship Court. Is Jessie Irvine going to tag again? Stay tuned. The plot thickens on championship court, and oh, how the tables have turned. The Florida Smash taking over the momentum, the first team to 11. Collin Johns back to serve to Julian Arnold. Tough miss for Johns there. Matt drops, recover the point and the serve.
I think that was actually the first speed up from Catherine Parenteau in this match, and obviously catching Collin Johns off guard.
Ooh, Jessie Irvine had it. She knew exactly what she wanted to do with it, just misses.
And that's the court presence of Julian Arnold, making her adjust her shot at the last minute, I believe.
Just wide for Julian Arnold. Jessie Irvine, so assertive in her nature on the court, and she has to be. Already tagged Julian Arnold once. I bet she's gunning for a second. Julian Arnold finding the backside of Jessie Irvine. Well played.
Yeah, very nice shot. Nice hold from Julian Arnold, whipping through the ball with some nice paddle head speed, creating pace and spin. A little late on the stab from Jessie.
Moment.
Really nice counter by Collin Johns right there. He had been attacked a couple times up the line on his backhand side from Parenteau. She tries to find a different shot there, but a nice read from Johns.
Oh, wide ball for Parenteau.
What are some of these gets from the Florida Smash right now? I don't know are they closing their eyes?
That was sorcery.
I mean, my goodness, it's not just Jessie, it's Collin. I mean, some of the pickups at their feet are just completely high-end amazing stuff from these athletes.
Julian Arnold with the speed up to tie it up.
Yeah, and a nice change up there from Julian. He had gone right up the middle. This time he finds the left shoulder of Collin Johns.
Parenteau serving to Irvine. How about that finishing touch of Julian Arnold, but Parenteau took care of business to start that point.
That's right, but Julian Arnold, I'll tell you what, there's just nothing to read. There's no real big paddle preparation. He just kind of holds it there and whips through. You have to react to a shot. You cannot anticipate it. Not nice, but perfectly executed at the same time.
The defense of Jessie Irvine is second to none.
16-14.
It's one of the first misses we've seen from Julian Arnold here in a while.
Yeah, just popped out of that one. Had a nice low base, but right at the point of contact, came up a little too straight. Didn't get underneath the ball enough.
for the defense of Jessie Irvine, finished by Collin Johns.
And it was the exact same look. Anytime Julian's getting that ball bouncing up into the middle, he's taking the shot, whether it's up the gut or onto the outside of Collin Johns. That time Collin's preparation was flawless.
Florida Smash fighting for their championship lives. Everything on the line in this game. Just sneakily wide for Julian Arnold. Both teams agreeing that that ball was by an inch. Collin Johns to serve to Arnold.
17-16.
Parenteau with a sneak attack on the backside.
So slippery. You said it, Michelle, exactly right. And just a quick note, guys, we are getting a slight breeze picking up around championship court. We'll continue to monitor that and how it affects the play.
Jessie Irvine single-handedly putting her team on her back.
And there's the extension power again from Jessie Irvine. Her elbow's locked out. She uses that shoulder and that wrist to flatten out that attack. Well done.
Speed up attempt for Jessie Irvine, top of the tape.
Yeah, and I think that was a little too low. Jessie, a very linear player, meaning she doesn't have a lot of shape and spin on her ball. So when it gets low like that, she's got to be careful.
Too powerful for Collin Johns.
Just so impressive to see the physicality of Parenteau right there, using every ounce of her body, her shoulder turn, her hip turn, to just find that extra bit of oomph.
Mad Drops chasing down game point. Oh, not so fast.
That ball hung out there, didn't it? I thought it was going to trickle over. Couldn't get it. So tight. Unbelievable. 19 apiece.
19-19.
Goodness, Collin Johns. It took blowing up Julian Arnold to get the point.
Just outstanding point construction right there from Johns as well as Irvine to set up the wide, find the middle. Just well done. Great complementary pickleball.
Right, Cameron. Moving in sync, completely covering each other's backs beautifully.
The smash frozen on 20 points. They must win on their serve. Julian Arnold on an incredible lob from Collin Johns. This game is nothing short of miraculous on both sides.
Just such an explosive athlete, Julian Arnold, completely off balance, moving backward aggressively, and enough whip with that right arm to put that ball away. So good, Julian.
We're frozen on both sides. Mad Drops looking to earn a point on their serve. Ooh, just wide for Jessie Irvine, so point goes to the Mad Drops.
That's the pressure and the speed of Julian. There's a lot of ways to be aggressive and create errors. It doesn't have to be with an amazing shot. It could be with forward pressure. You saw that from Julian there.
We switch from rally scoring to traditional. Both teams can only score from here on out when they serve. Oh my goodness.
trainer arrays. Unbelievable movement and scrappiness from Parenteau. She's been working on her game off court, and it shows in that point right there.
Connor Dickerson, that's what you're looking for.
How did she do it? Incredible pickleball on championship court, world-class talent right here in Mesa, Arizona. Match point, signed, sealed, delivered. The Mad Drops are advancing to the championship round. Julian Arnold, Parenteau. Moving on. They win 3-0 on every single match, including this one. But again, check those scores in each of these games. 22-20, 22-20, 22-20. Just absolute gutsy play from the Mad Drops. And just how close this was to being in favor of the Florida Smash. And just like that, the LA Mad Drops have still yet to lose a game here in Major League Pickleball. Still, the championship slate is set for our championship Sunday evening coverage. We will have more information on that after we chat with the winners, but don't go anywhere. We need some insight on how these guys got it done. We will have reaction and much more coming your way from Championship Court right after this.
Have a time check, please. Thank you. Catherine, you and Julian haven't lost all weekend. What is so special about you two that just is so tough to beat?
I mean, his energy is just addicting. I mean, I'm just standing next to the guy and I'm just hyped. So yeah, I think Julian is just amazing. He's all over the place. He's been playing great. The whole team's been playing great. We just have great chemistry. And yeah, we hope to get it all this afternoon.
Julian, this is your first MLP final. How much fight do the Mad Drops have?
It's a great organization. I've been a part of the team since I've entered MLP, and I don't think I can imagine myself being on any other team. Our ownership is amazing, management's amazing, and the players that we continue to draft on this team are really good. So it's been a blast, and I'm just so proud of this group. Let's just do one more. Here we go, team.
Lastly, I have to go to Irina and Tereschenko. This is going to be your 5th MLP final. What are you going to be telling your team before you head in tonight?
You know, we have to treat it like any other match. Everybody's going to come out. We have to work hard. The other team is hungry. You never know what's going to happen, so we just have to kind of erase the excitement, do our job, prepare, and fight our hearts out.
There you have it. Mad Drops into the finals later tonight. Back up to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. Julian Arnold's energy is addicting. I'll agree with that one. The LA Mad Drops advancing to the championship round, taking place on Tennis Channel later on. We'll dive deeper into a potential Cinderella story right after this. Major League Pickleball rolls on from Mesa, Arizona. We started with 12 teams in the Premier League. We are now down to 2, each team vying for the cup this season. The championship bracket is set. It will be the top-seeded LA Mad Drops taking on the New York Hustlers, the clear underdog in this one. Some key ownership groups as well. We will dive into that later on this evening. Here's the rest of the slate for Tennis Channel on T2. We will have the MLP Mesa Challenger Final taking place at 4 p.m. Eastern. It is the Utah Black Diamonds taking on the Bay Area Breakers, and then it's Tennis Channel Live at 5 p.m. Eastern with on-site coverage from the Australian Open. Novak Djokovic made his grand return and winning his record-setting 22 Grand Slams. And then you'll keep it right here with us from the MLP Mesa Premier Final, coming to you live from Arizona. For Adam Stone, Cameron Irwin, Cameron Blackwood, I'm Michelle McMahon and our entire Tennis Channel crew. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.